Wildlife is on the run. What's driving them out? Wildlife is on the run, and it's no wonder. But what's behind these threats to wildlife? What's causing this explosion in wildlife populations? We need to understand the factors at play, including habitat loss and fragmentation, climate change, and persecution by humans. Here are some reasons as to why wildlife is on the run. Habitat loss is one of the main reasons why species go extinct. According to the UN Red List, habitat loss is the main threat to almost 1/3 of all critically endangered species and more than 40% of endangered species. Habitat loss can be caused by many different things, such as deforestation, pollution, climate change, and the introduction of invasive species. When an area's habitat is destroyed, the animals that live there lose their home and often their food source as well. This can lead to a decrease in population numbers and, ultimately, to extinction. Climate change has also been identified as a leading cause of species extinction and loss of biodiversity. The effects of climate change on wild species are numerous. Species that cannot adapt to the changing conditions are at risk of becoming extinct. As climate change continues to worsen, we can expect to see more extinctions and declines in biodiversity. As global temperatures increase, certain areas will become unsuitable for many animal species. Diseases are also a leading cause of death in wild animals. Animals that are infected with parasites, viruses, bacteria, and fungi often die from the diseases they carry. In some cases, the diseases can spread to other animals and even humans. In Africa, for example, the wildebeest population has plummeted in recent years due to an outbreak of anthrax. The disease is caused by bacteria that can be carried by livestock, and it can be fatal to both animals and humans. In many cases, diseases can spread rapidly through wild populations because the animals have no natural defenses against them. And once a disease becomes established in a population, it can be very difficult to eradicate it. For this reason, Action for Protection of Animals Africa is increasingly concerned about the potential for diseases to decimate wildlife populations. Researchers are working to find ways to prevent and treat diseases in wild animals, but there is still much to be learned about these diseases. Human interaction is a significant factor in the loss of wild animals. For example, when humans encroach on animal habitats or inadvertently kill animals while hunting or fishing, it can disrupt the delicate balance of nature. In addition, contact with humans can spread disease to wild animals, which can decimate their populations. As a result, it is essential for us to be aware of how our actions can impact wildlife and take steps to reduce our impact whenever possible. We can do this by creating preserves, becoming more aware of our actions, and spreading the word to others. Only then can these creatures thrive and live out their lives in their natural habitats. Invasive species are one of the leading causes of wild species loss. They can outcompete native species for resources, damage and alter habitats, and introduce diseases. As a result, many native species are at risk of extinction. Pollution is a leading cause of wild species loss. According to the World Wildlife Fund, there has been a 60% decline in the populations of vertebrate animals since 1970. Pollution is a significant contributor to these threats, and it is estimated that pollution kills 1 million wild animals every day. The pollutants that pose the greatest threat to wildlife include pesticides, heavy metals, and plastic debris. Pesticides kill insects, birds, and other small creatures that are essential for the health of ecosystems. Heavy metals such as lead and mercury can contaminate food supplies and cause neurological damage in animals. Plastic debris can choke or entangle marine animals. In conclusion, it is important to be aware of the factors that are driving wildlife out and take steps to protect our wildlife. We can advocate for policies that support wildlife conservation. Let's work together to keep our planet and its inhabitants healthy and thriving.